Hi everyone, this is Dr. O. I'm going to solve questions similar to your second week assignment in this video. And the first question is this one. We are going to write a Python program to print a personalized greeting. And the program is going to ask users' favorite color and then prints a message saying your favorite color is, which color variable is going to replace what the user inputs. And for instance, output for input is blue, then the output is going to be your favorite color is blue. So let's insert here one code cell. And here we need to create a color variable first that it's going to save whatever the user enters. And for users to enter their favorite color, we need to input function. And here input function is going to ask the question, and the question is, what is your favorite color? And as you know, the text variables need to be always in quotation mark. And here what we do is we use the input function, and input function we include the question that we are going to ask to the user. And finally, we are going to print the result, right? Because we want to know what the favorite color of the user is, and we are going to use fprint. And I explained how fprint works in my previous video. Your favorite color is. Now for the color variable, since it's going to change, as I name it a variable, whenever the user is changed, the color is going to be changed. So I'm going to just include the color variable, and that's it. And we need to end the text with a quotation mark, and we need to use the parentheses because print is a function. And now we can run and see what happens. Here, as you see, there is a box asking what is my favorite color, which is red. I type it red, and now click enter. You'll find out your favorite color is red. The color is replaced with red. So what happened here in the computer, when you type red here, when the question is asked, that red is saved as the variable color. And then the print function just prints whatever saved in color. That's what we do actually. Now let's take a look at the second one. And now we are going to program to calculate the area of rectangular. And if you remember, the area of rectangular is length times width of the rectangular. And what we are going to do is we are going to tell computer to do this calculation, but these length and width are going to be user defined, right? Because user needs to enter these values. And once the user enters length and width, the computer is going to print the area of the rectangle. So you can use to test your code a length of 10 units and width of 5 units. The area should be 50. So again, we have two levels right here. We just need to get the data from the user. In that case, I need to create two variables that I need to save whatever the user enters. And now, since I want not an integer, sometimes it could be a float variable, I'm going to convert whatever entered by the user into a float variable. And for the input function, so the float is going to take whatever number is entered and make it decimal. And inside the float function, we use the input function because we want user to enter this information. And now we need to drag user, so I'm going to type it here, enter the length of the rectangular. That's what I want user to do. And since this is a text variable, it's inside the quotation mark. Now we have to close two parentheses, one for input function, one for float function. And we are going to do the same thing for the width. Again, we want it to be a decimal. And here, input, again, I'm going to ask the user, enter the width of the rectangular. And again, we need to close the parentheses. And next step, we need to calculate the area. We need to save the result in a new variable. Let's call it area. So how area is going to be calculated is going to take the length that user entered and multiply with the width. And that's my area. And the last step is we need to print this, right? We want user to know what is the area. And again, I can use here either fprint, you don't have to, or we can just use two arguments. One is a text variable explaining what is going to be printed. The area of the rectangular is, and it's a text variable. The next one is the number we want to print. So print function can accept several arguments in it. And here, what we want to print is the area itself. Now, as you see, we have first entered length and width, and the Python calculates the area, and then the final step is printing the area. Now, when I run this code, first I need to enter the length, and we know that we're going to test 10 and click enter. Now, Python is asking me what is the width, and I'm going to use 5. And as you see, Python automatically calculates the area of the rectangular as 50 by first calculating the area, length times width, and then printing the result. So let's take a look at the third question. Now we are going to, here in this question, convert temperature from Celsius to Fahrenheit. So let's enter one code cell here. And we need to know the formula of conversion, which is given in the question. It's going to be the Celsius, which you enter, what Celsius number you enter, times 9/5 in the parentheses plus 32. So, for instance, if the user inputs 20 Celsius, the program should output 68 Fahrenheit as a result. Again, we have several stages. First, we need to create a Celsius variable. Why? Because we need to save whatever the user enters into this variable. And since we want it to be user-defined, we need to, again, input this. And we have float and input both functions, because first user is going to enter a number, and then the float function is going to turn this number into a decimal. Enter temperature in Celsius. This is what I want user to do. And now I have to close two parentheses. And the next step is we need to convert this to Fahrenheit. So I'm going to create a variable called Fahrenheit so that it can save the result when we convert Celsius. So I'm just replicating the formula given in the question. Celsius, take the Celsius, multiply that by 9/5 in the parentheses. And the final step is adding 32. So that's my Fahrenheit. Now I calculate the Fahrenheit. Now what I will do is print. And that's going to give us a nice, clear code. Temperature in Fahrenheit is, and then close the parentheses for print function. So let's run this code and see what happens. So first, computer is asking a temperature, and I'm going to enter 20, and then enter. And one thing I miss here is you realize I did not include in the print function what I'm going to print as a value, right? So the second argument is Fahrenheit. Now let's run it again. 20, enter. Because I have typed here Fahrenheit wrong. That's totally fine. This is how we are learning to fix the code. Fahrenheit is now correct. Let's run it again. 20. And the temperature in Fahrenheit is 68. Now the last question is weekly earnings and weekend bonus. So we're going to write a program to calculate weekly earnings with a weekend bonus. So first we are going to ask user if they work over the weekend, which is the answer could be yes or no. And the base pay is $300. If they work over the weekend, they get an additional $100 bonus. And we are going to calculate and display their earnings. So what we will do, first we need to get the logic, right? Because we have to first create a base pay variable, which is 300, and a bonus variable, which is 100. And next we need to ask user if they work over weekend or not. So let's start with the user input. And what I want, I'm going to ask the question, did you work over the weekend? That is my question. And then I want them to answer as yes or no, not any other answers. That's why I include in the parentheses yes or no. And then I want to convert this to lower. Okay, this is very important why I convert this to lower, because user might enter yes all in capitals or just the first letter capital. But we want to make sure every time a user enters yes or no, it converts to lowercase. Because if you remember, Python is case sensitive. So therefore, it's going to make uniform, right? Whatever the user enters, we always get an input as lowercase yes or lowercase no. And how we can do it? We can do it with lower function. Lower function is system defined. We just need to include at the end of the statement with the parentheses. And now I'm going to type base pay here, which I know that is 300. And then bonus is going to be 100. Now, here, this is very important because this is a conditional statement. We have two options here, two ways to go. User might have worked over weekend, or user might have not worked over weekend. So that's why I need to use if statement in here. The first if statement asks if worked hours equals yes. As you see now, why we need to make lowercase letter, because yes is going to be only identified in the if statement as true if it's all lowercase. And if that's the case, I'm going to calculate total earnings, base pay plus, base pay is 300, plus the bonus. Okay, so if worked hours is true, then total earnings is going to be base pay plus bonus. What if it's not the case? Then the second statement is else. If that's not the case, that means worked hours is no. Then the total earnings is not going to be with bonus. Total earnings is going to be just the base pay. And finally, we're going to print the user how much they earn. Print. You can use two statements here, two arguments. One is the text you want to tell to the user, your total earnings are, and I want to show them in dollars. And then comma, what is going to be the value? Total earnings. And that's it. Now let's run this. Okay, did you work over the weekend? Let's use capital. Yes. Your total earnings are 400. Why? 300 plus 100, 400. Let's run it again, and this time let's type first letter capital, and this way yes. Yeah, it still works. So either you capitalize, you keep the first letter capitalized, doesn't matter. The computer recognizes your answer. Let's run it and say no. You see, now the total earnings are only just $300. So that's it for this week. I hope this is helpful for your quiz and this week's assignment.